morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hoping so everyone is able to hear. Let me know
Yes,
if
sir.
anyone is not able to hear, please. Okay. So let us see that what are the things that we are having pending. So we are done with this topic. We are done with this topic. We are done with the defect life cycle. Okay. We are done with these two topics. How to see the test cases. But writing the test cases, I will tell you at the time of a quality center how you can write, how you will be executing. Okay, so today we will try to complete these two sessions, these two things right now. Okay, test plan, the document. Yeah. So we have this to be get completed on the Monday, Tuesday. Monday I will be trying to get complete this Tuesday. So I need 2 hours of class, not 2 hours, 4 hours totally. 3 days of sessions are needed, Monday, Tuesday, and if probably Wednesday, or otherwise Monday, Tuesday, 2 days. We'll gonna cover all the things in agile methodology, including the FAQs. Okay, so let us jump on to the black box and white box. Okay, I would like to share one of the slide with you guys. So let me share the screen. Yeah. So might be this slide I was about to tell you. Okay. So if you see here, if you see this slide, can it is well explanatory? Please look into this for a while, then we will see this. This is like software testing lifecycle, which is having the test plan initially. In the test plan, what are the things that you will be preparing? Excuse me. In test plan, you will be preparing the test environment, test schedule, everything it is in the test scope, everything it is in test plan. Test designing, what you will do? Test data you will create, test scripts, test cases, high level scenario. You will create at the design phase. Execution, what you will be doing? From here to here, execution to close, everything it is a defect life cycle or a bug life cycle. If you see here, defect life cycle is inbuilt, is a process in the STLC. So defect life cycle is one of the process in the life cycle, software testing life cycle. So that's the reason. So when you take the difference between the SDLC, and the defect life cycle, so it is this defect life cycle is a part in the software testing life cycle. Software testing is a part in the SDLC. So try to get in this connection. So that's the reason SDLC is from test execution. Then while doing the executing the test cases, you will be finding the defects. So you will be finding the bugs. Once you identify a defect, then you will be log the defect and report to the developer. So once the developer reports you have done, he will gonna fix the defect. Once he fixes the defect, again you will be verifying this defect, and you will be preparing everyday report whether it has been open, it has been closed, the defect until it get closed, it will. So that's a process in the STLC process. When you see this whole process, so this is the whole process in the STLC. So if you remember this, then it is easy for you to explain at the interview level. So I will tell you this, what is regression right now. Today's topic, we will come to know what is regression. So this is only the extra topic which you are able to see from these slides. But I will be telling you this, what is regression testing at the time of the levels of testing. Now, any questions in this, guys? Any have? Okay, good enough. We will try to jump on to the one more slide, which is like types of testings. So we will be having 3 levels of testings here, guys. 3 different types of testings which we will be doing. So what are they? The first one is black box testing. The second one is white box testing. The third one is gray box testing. So you will not use much the name called gray box, but you will be using much in your real time the what is black box and what is white box. Now a question to you guys: if you are the testers, which type of testing you are doing right now? If you are the ETL tester or if you are a manual tester, which type of testing you will be doing from here? A white box or a black box? Oh,
White box, sir.
you like the white? That's the reason you mentioned the white box.
No, sir.
Okay, let us define and let us define and let us see this what exactly we will be doing. Then you will be getting to know the answer. Now, when you see black box testing is a functional testing not based on the knowledge of internal software's design. So that means here you are not considering internal software design so of the code. So let us, before jumping into the technical things, it's a definition. Let me go through let me tell you the things like how you're gonna create a generic way of the black box testing. So when you see, imagine okay, I will take one simple example. Okay. Now here, when you consider this is one of the switch and this is a fan. So I think you can able to understand this is a fan and this is a switch. Now we are dealing with the one of the testing. So when you are switching on the fan, so the fan should rotate. The fan should rotate when you switch on the on button. So when you switch off the button off, it should stop. So this is the functionality that you need to test. When you are testing this, switching on and whether it is rotating or not, when you are testing, or when you are switching off, when it is stopping or not, when you testing this is called a white box testing. When you are testing whether the functionality is right or not, that is called, this is called a, when you are testing each and every functionalities whether this is working correctly as per the functionality or not, this is called a, this is said to be a black box testing. It is also called as, okay, so this is called a black box testing. So that means you are getting to know whether the functionality is working or not. That's called a black box. Now when you are checking, now let me tell you one more example which is helping you a lot. Imagine this is a browser and you are flipkart.com. Imagine this is a flipkart.com which you are opening a website, and once it is opened the website, and when you are checking that whether you are able to log in the username or not, when you are checking here and you are trying to log in here, username, password, and submit. Okay, imagine now when you are checking here username, password, and submit buttons. Now when you are checking whether the username, password, and submit button, are you able to log in or not? So that means when you are checking here whether you are able to log in or not, when you are able to log in or not able to log in, when you are checking here able to log in or not, whether the functionality you can able to log in, then it is said to be a black box testing. Now, so when you are checking the username, when you are checking the username, password, or when you are checking the whether the when you switching on any on, if the fan should rotate, or the same thing like a tube light also, when you are switching on, when it is glowing, it is you will be telling, sir, this functionality is working. So those testings are called a black box testing. Now let us deal with the white box. When you are testing internally in the sense how the wire has been went from the switch box to the fan, what is the diameter of the size of the wire, in which direction the wire has made, how the signals are going from fan to the switch. When you are checking each and every particular in depth, those are called a those are called white box testing. When you are checking in depth, like source code, each and everything, that is called a white box. So when you are testing this, the application, the source code, when you are checking the source code, this is said to be a white box testing. Are you getting guys? Have you understood what is a white box? Now can anyone tell me are you guys a white box testers or black box testers?
White box.
No. Okay. Let me tell you. When you are checking, when you are checking the username, password, let me tell you, show you onto the one of the things. Okay, now I am opening the flipkart.com. Now listen, when I am checking each and everything, like when I am clicking this fashion, or when I am clicking this top offer, when I am checking this, the top offer page is appearing or not. This type of testing is called a black box testing. Now when I am clicking sign in, it should ask me the login detail. When I am clicking this sign in button, it should ask me the login details. When I am clicking here, it is asking the login. So that these type of testings are called a black box testing. We are not looking into the code. We are not checking how the code is working. Let me see how the code is working, how they have written the code, whether the proper loops they have done or not. If you go in depth and check this view source code, when you check this, whether they have written the code, whether they have written the calling the JSON file, or whether they are using the any they have ending up any proper things or not, loops they are maintaining, or when you are checking this type of code, this is called a white box testing. White box means in depth, how they have written. When you are checking this code, whether they have written the functions properly or not, when they are ended the functions properly or not. So when you are checking this type of code, this is called a white box testing. Try to understand. When you are checking the functionalities of an application. Imagine when you are checking, when you are giving the mobiles and clicking on the search, when you are getting all the set of mobiles, this is called a black box testing. Here you are not checking how the code they have written, but in here when you are checking the code in depth, getting to know in depth things, this is called a white box. And so when you see here you are using only the functionalities, whether the on functionality is working or not, off functionality is working or not. That is called a black box testing. When you are getting in depth and getting to know that what exactly the diameter of the wire, what exactly the each and every wire has passed from the switchboard to the fan. When you get to know in depth onto the wires and diameter of the wire, it is called a white box testing. Now tell me, tell me, if I am the tester, is it I am a white box tester or black box tester?
White box.
Black box.
Black box.
Absolutely black box, not both, not white box. Are any time I have opened till now the code like this and I have validated? I have opened the code like this. Anytime I have taken the session, how the loops are working, how the syntax is there. Anytime I have undergone, or in your ETL session, have you taken the session how the code is written?
No, sir.
No, that's called we are not bothered on to the code level. We are bothered only on the requirement, what the BRD tells, and whether we are able to see the end result or not. That's all. We are not bothered on to the whether they have closed the syntax or how they written the code. We are not bothered. That's the reason we are the black box testers. We never ever thought onto the code level. Correct. So when you jump onto the code level, who will do the code level testing? The developers. Those are called white box testing. They have some strategies. Statement coverage they have. Path coverage they will maintain. So these are the coverages they will do at the time of doing once they are confirmed the code is working and they're given to the testers to test, they will do their round of testing called white box testing. They will see the code, inside the code, whether they have properly ended the loops or not. So those developers who does the testing, it is called a white box testing. Now you agreed, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, white box testing is done by the developer and the black box testing is done by the tester. I given this a statement right now called white box is done by the developers, dev team, and black box is done by the testing team. Testing. Now, so now we gonna learn more onto the black box testing, irrespective of the white box testing. Let us jump onto this and what are the different ways, process that we will be learning here as well. So when we see this definition of black box and white box testing is a functional testing. It's not the logical, it's not the code related. Try to see here the definition. It is a functional testing, not based on the knowledge of internal software, how the code is designed, or a code. We are not bothered onto the code, guys. So that's the reason we don't bothered, not based on the knowledge of internal software, design or code. Black box testing is based on the requirement and functionality. Correct? Have you understood now? Now this is mainly depends on the requirement, what requirement they have given, whether it is working or not. That's all. When you consider the white box testing is based on the knowledge of the internal logic in the sense how the written the code, internal logic of an application code. Tests are based on the coverage of code statement branches, how they have written each and every one, path, whether they have written the, and conditions, looping conditions, for loop, everything, how they have written, whether it is properly they are calling any loops. So that's where this white box testing will be conducted. Gray box testing, when testing conducted on both structural and non-structural components to check the specific scenarios is called gray box. So that means you will be registering a new user from the front end, clicking the new register and giving all your details there, and you are checking back end. So now tell me, whatever you are giving into the front end, back end in database, 100% there will be your details will be present, correct? So whatever you are registering the new things from the username, from the front end, the same whatever it will be there, it will be saved into the back end also. That's back end. When you are referring together front end and back end, those types of testings are called gray box testing. Testing conducted on both structural and non-structural components to check a specific scenarios is called gray box testing. It is collection of white box testing and black box testing. It is a collection of white box testing and black box testing, guys. So that is called gray box is equal to white box plus black box. When together it is done, when developers and testers together they have completed this, they are considering as a gray box testing is completed. Now let us jump on to the next one. What are the different levels? Now the question comes to you, sir, we got to know defects and everything. Now once I join the organization, how the process will be, sir? If someone asks me what is the first testing you will be doing as a tester, what is the last testing you will be doing, sir? If someone tells me I am doing integration testing or I am doing system testing, so how I can think, how I can let myself, how much further testing is needed for this project? Who will tell you to start testing? Anyone? Can anyone tell me who will tell you to start testing?
Test lead.
So that's what we will be learning today's session. And which is the first level of testing that you will be doing? How the code will be moving from one stage to another stage. So that's what we will be learning today's session, guys. So levels of testings, we will try to learn today. Levels of testings, what are the different levels we will be following here, and we will try to learn here. Now, before jumping on to the levels of testing, let me tell you the process again. Imagine one of the organization is there. One of the organization is there by name called Big Bazaar, and the Big Bazaar wants to appear the physical store. Right now the physical store is there. Now they want to go into the online application. So what they will do, what they decided, let us give this project to the third party. And among this, the third party, it came to the one of the company called Infosys. They have reached the application. They decided that we are ready to give for the Infosys guys. Infosys. Now when you see here, or NSR. Imagine now they decided to give this project to the NSR. Now tell me how from this to this they have decided to give the project. Now from the NSR, the product owner, the BA will go here, the product owner or the BA will go here. The BA or the product owner go to the Big Bazaar. He will go to the Big Bazaar and he will take the BRD document. He will gather the BRD document. Once he gathered the BRD document and he got the things, then again he will come to NSR. Once he come to the NSR, what he will do? The set of document, whatever it is there, this document will be given to the team. This document is given to the team. Who all will be considering as a team, guys? Anyone?
Developer and tester.
Yeah, developer, tester,
Architect guy.
Scrum
architecture.
Master, Product Manager,
Yeah, not product
Designer.
manager, guys. Product owner.
Product Owner.
Designer.
So architecture, a DB person, database administrator, DBA person. Then
Designer.
infrastructure, designer, all.
Support.
Yeah, designer, everything. Support,
Help desk.
infrastructure.
Help desk.
Team lead.
Yeah, help desk
Manager.
comes onto the supporter. Okay, then
Lead. Team lead.
HR. Okay, so I will tell you that which are the persons are needed for the particular project, and to whom you can ask anything that from in your project, which you will be interacting with the folks. So HR, you don't ask anything with the project related. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not writing the HR here. So architecture, the main thing you have forgotten called BA, correct? Product owner, Scrum Master, project manager, then support guy, infrastructure, yeah, infrastructure guy. So these are the persons which will be helping you guys for your current project. Now tell me what he will do. What this person will be doing in your current project?
So writing the code.
Yeah, he will write the application. So that means he will write the application. Create a code application, or you can say develop application. What testers will be doing? Testers will be testing the application. What architecture will be doing? He will be designing the complete flow. Then what DBA will be doing? Database administrator. He will be supporting from the database related. If you are joined any organization, right? To whom you will ask the database access? You are the ETL guys. If you want a database access, to whom you need to ask?
DBA.
Admin.
If you ask the lead or manager or someone, again it will be diverting to this guy. Your manager or your lead will say that please raise a request for the database guy you need this much of this project access. So that means database administrator will give the privileges for you, commit or rollback, everything whatever you can do. So that person, so DBA need to add your employee ID so that you will be getting the access for the database. That's what the database DBA person. Not only this, so he will be monitoring the production databases also. So that's the reason the database guy is very needed. So, or not only this, when you want a test data in the ETL, you need to request, can you please mask the data from the production and give it in a test environment? You need to ask this guy. This guy is responsible for, not the developers. Remember, developers have access only onto the dev machines, test and test environment, and everyone. Only this person has the access. Then support. Instead of support, I will make them in such a way called DevOps. Have you heard the DevOps? What the DevOps person will be doing? DevOps person will be interacting the things. He will be deploying the code. Or he will do the building the application, building the code. We will discuss this more on to this, guys. Why means this is very important person that in organization we need to ask the things and we need to do the work. So that's the reason deployment team or build the code. building the code. He will do the code. Now, his work is, now listen, his work, what he will be doing. His work is to maintain the continuous integration, CI. He will maintain the continuous integration. Integration means developer, imagine I am the developer and you guys are tester. Now, if I develop the code in my premises, in which machine I will be developing? In dev machine, right? Now, once I develop the code in dev machine, for testing guys, I need to promote the code, right? Now the question here is, I don't have access for the test machine. So how, as a developer, I need to promote the code? Imagine, now tester, now you are the tester. If you want to take the code from my dev machine, you don't have access privileges to take the code, correct? That's the reason the third person will be there called DevOps, build guy, deploying guy. So the team is responsible, build team, DevOps team is responsible to take the code from the dev machine and build and install it into the machine called a test machines. Now, what is the meaning of deployment? Now, imagine. Let us come to the generic one and then come to the technical point of view. Imagine you purchased a new laptop. Once you purchase a new laptop, imagine you want to see a movie. You want to listen some of the things like songs. So, what you will do? First, for that prerequisite, what it should be there?
Song a media player.
Player.
Yes, you need a player. Imagine the Windows has not given a default player. So what you will be doing? You will ask your friend, "Boss, I need a VLC player or some of the Windows player." So what your friend will give? Your friend will be giving in a pen drive a VLC.exe file. Now, once imagine this is a code. This is a code which developer's code is there, .exe format. Now, how you will be installing that .exe files? You will take the pen drive, you will keep in your laptop, and you will double click there, and it will ask the installation. Now, that's where the each and every process the build guy will be doing, DevOps person will be doing. They will take the code from the dev machine and they will try to install this from the dev machine to test machine, INT. And he will do next, and it gets successful. That's what you will be doing in installing the VLC player, right? The same thing he will do. So the code, whatever the developers has written, it will be in exe file. They have built in such a way that, so they have written in such a way queries. So one by one it will ask and it will get completed the installation. So this is very important that you should know that what is the role of build team. Why you should be, every time you should be merged with the build team, DevOps persons guys. That's the reason that you should be aware of build team or DevOps person, what is their work. If you guys want a code, this team is promoting the code from one machine to another machine. Now imagine from dev to test, SIT they have promoted. Now who will promote from SIT to UAT?
DevOps.
Yeah, the same persons. DevOps team is responsible for deploying the code from one machine to another machine. Okay, so now product owner or business analyst. What is the product owner and business analyst work they will be doing? They will get the requirements, correct? Requirements will be taking care of the product owner. And what is the role of SM? What is SM?
Scrum Master.
What is the role of Scrum Master?
Arranging for meetings and discussion. And
Any blockers are there in a sprint to achieve the goals. He will be taking up the particular story and he will try to resolve those things. So that means any blockers are there, this Scrum Master will try to resolve. Not only this, as you told, he will try to check whether he will try to monitor whether all the persons are doing the work or not. He will try to monitor. He will try to work onto the whether correct time the code should go to the production. He will try to work onto the delivery part. Now, what is the role of project manager? Anyone is project
Delivery.
manager?
Timely deliver.
Yeah, managing the team. Project manager manages the peoples in a team. Correct? That's what the project manager role. What is the infrastructure? Infrastructure team will be creating the infrastructure. Like this is a test environment. This is a dev environment. This is SIT environment. This is the team that responsible built and gives to us. If imagine if I want to deploy the one of the browser in this INT environment, which is the team that they will be deploying? This infrastructure support team will be deploying us. If imagine I can't able to browse the Facebook in my machine, which is the team that they are controlling? Infrastructure team. So these are the team that which has the high visibility in an organization, infrastructure team. Now let us jump onto the process. We don't want this all, guys. Now as a tester, developer will be helping us to view the application. As an architecture for the testers can ask to the architecture in terms of design. Testers can ask to the DBA in terms of access, in terms of test data. Testers can be asking the DevOps person to get the build. Testers can ask the business analyst, product owner, what type of information they can ask regarding the clarification, regarding the requirement. Testers can ask to the Scrum Master what type of things they can ask. If testers are blocked with some process, they can ask, boss, now I am blocked, can you please look into this? People manager, if you want any leaves, you need to ask this. Infrastructure, if you want to install any browser or anything in a box, you need to ask. Now, in this session, I told these persons are helpful for the project and what are the things that you are asking for them as a tester. Now, I am feeling that everyone got this answer, right? So these are the team members which you are responsible. Now let us jump onto the things, onto the once all the persons got the business requirement and sprint planning things are done, then what the developer will be doing here? Now developer and tester job starts. What is the developer will do? Code, program, application. Correct? So the same, all are the synonyms. He will write the code, he will develop a program, he will develop an application. Correct? Now the same thing, what tester will be doing?
Application.
Now tester, what he will do? He will write the test cases. Test case writing. He will design the test cases. Correct? By seeing requirement, both of them will see the requirement. Developer will see the BRD. Now when you see BRD document, developer will see the BRD document and he will try to develop the application. Tester will see the BRD document and he will try to develop an application. Some projects, some companies, instead of giving BRD, the lead will be acting as a test plan. Now I am telling some organizations lead will prepare the test plan and it is shared to the testers. So that means testers will get two documents, test plan document and BRD as well, if you are the manual tester. Okay, so that means testers will be writing the test cases. Correct. Once they are writing the test cases, the developer, what they will do? Imagine now they completed writing the test cases. Developer is ready with the application code. Now developer is ready with the application code. Once he is ready with the application code, and he will be testing. Once application is ready by this code. Any questions till now, guys? I am feeling that you are clear. I am making content now. testing. Try to understand. The very third level of testing, it is done by the, but first level from the testing team, it is done by the sanity testing. This is one of the casual testing which is performed by the tester to check whether all the modules are working fine or not, or he will check some of the checklist he will prepare, and once any build comes, he will check the order confirmation and he will try to check the, it's not test cases he will execute, he will try to check all the modules are working, loading or not. That is called sanity testing. Once he confirm all the modules are working properly in very high level, then so he will prepare here a checklist, guys, and he will prepare the checklist and he will try to confirm whether all the modules are working fine. So once he told that once he completed the sanity testing, and he need to start a functional testing. All the test cases, whatever he written, he need to test those test cases. That's the reason called fourth level is called functional testing. That means functional testing means whatever he written the test cases, those test cases he need to execute. Are you getting this right? Whatever they have written the test cases, those test cases the testers need to execute. Like for example, lead has allocated me one sprint. That sprint I have written 20 test cases, and some other person he allocated with some of the module, he also written around 30 test cases. So what we will be doing, we will be executing those test cases in the functional testing process. Once we are executed this functional testing and we are confident enough, all the test cases are done, all the test cases we have executed, then we will go for the fifth level of testing, that is called a integration testing. So the fifth level of testing we will be testing, that type of process is called fifth level. Integration testing we will be doing. Once this integration testing, so what is the difference between functional and integration, guys? Integration testing is nothing but from top page to bottom page, from bottom to top, upstream to downstream, downstream to upstream. That means from login page to search page, add basket page, and delivery page, and order confirm. Can from the order confirmation page, can you go back to search page? From order confirmation page, can you go back again to the search shopping page? Yes. Yeah, you are right, Kiran. So we can go back. That's called from upstream, first page to last page, upstream to downstream, and from downstream to upstream. We can go vice versa. When you are testing in that module, that is called a integration testing. That is, you are checking, integrating the module from one page to another page, another module to another module. You are able to integrate or not. You are able to pass them. So you will be checking integration testing. Then once integration testing, now tell me in which module, in which environment UAT testing is done?
Testing.
In which module, in which environment you will be doing UAT testing?
Dev. For dev.
Absolutely not ops, guys. It is in dev. Why developer will do this? Correct? Try to sync it. Don't go out of the window. So this testing is done in dev environment. Now tell me this all testings in which environment until integration environment, everything, which environment it is done?
SIT.
SIT or INT. Now, in integration, you need to confirm, you need to tell all the modules, functional modules or integrating modules is working in the SIT. Once you are done with the SIT, now you should give sign off. Sign off in the sense, boss, I completed SIT environment, whatever we written functional test cases, integration test cases, and it is working fine. So we are telling integration module, integrating from one to one, it is working fine, and we are ready to give sign off. A mail is sent to whom you will be sending a mail? To the build team, developers, and everyone. You will be sending an email. Called sign off email. You will be sending a email. Let me write down here. You will be sending a email. Email of sign off. Like sign off means it is ready. In which environment? SIT environment. From the SIT environment, you will confirm that everything is working and you will be sending an email. Now, once you send an email, now again DevOps person will come into the picture. Now he need to promote the code to next environment. Now tell me from where he will take the code? From the dev machine he will take the code, or from SIT he will take the code and it will promote to the ops environment or UAT? SIT. Now whatever you have tested, from there he will take the code and he will try to deploy it into the next environment. That's where the next level of testing will start. Now he will take the code from this environment and he will try to install it into the UAT environment. And once he done this UAT environment, which level of testing he will be doing?
Smoke testing.
Absolutely. Whenever he does some environment, he will do one round of testing. That is called smoke testing. Once he done the smoke testing, then a email notification will send to the testers, boss, I installed the new code in the UAT environment. Go ahead and do some testing. Go ahead and do testing. Now once, if I am a tester, if I receive an email notification, which testing will be performed from the tester?
Sanity testing.
Sanity testing. Any code got deployed, very first thing which I need to do is sanity, even though any platform. Once I done the sanity, then I need to start my thing. Now in UAT, I don't want to do functional testing. I don't want to do integration testing. Why? It's already done in the lower environment. I need to do end-to-end testing, or we will call it as this is called 6th level of testing, called a system testing. Imagine, now when you are doing system testing, that means which environment you are testing?
UAT.
Yes, UAT environment. If you are doing integration environment, which environment you are doing?
SIT.
Yes, SIT. That's where you should connect it. When you are doing system testing, it is an end-to-end environment. You are confirming that once you done your testing in UAT, you are telling that yes, in production also it is working fine. Now whatever the integration system testing, it will be executed here also. Now any questions still here? System testing. Once you completed the system testing, now it is very important which type of project you are doing. When you are doing a brand new project, then the 7th level it is not applicable. When you are doing the enhanced project, what is the meaning of brand new project and enhanced project? What is the difference, guys?
New project is
New is absolutely new. Enhance is the upgradation of the previous one.
Absolutely. Enhanced project is you are doing upgradation. Like right now, if you see here, this month, from 2nd, a promotion is getting populated. From 2nd to May. This is the new functionality, correct? When they are adding these are the enhanced projects. When they want to create, they don't want like this bar. They want to create from horizontal. When they are making changes So those are called as a enhanced project. They are adding up some features into the application. That's called a enhanced projects. So if you are working for enhanced projects, then you will be following the seventh type of testing. Remember, when you are doing the enhanced projects, this seventh comes into the picture, or otherwise it will not come. What is the seventh level of testing that you will be doing if it is a enhanced projects? The seventh level of testing which we will be doing here is called a regression testing. Regression testing. Seventh level is regression testing. What you will do with the regression testing? From the regression testing, you will be confirming that a new upgraded function is not going to affect the old functionality. That means new function, whatever with this new function which we are promoting, the new function, whatever you have your
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can anyone hear?
No.
Thank you.
are you guys able to hear, right?
Now we can.
Now, yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever you are able to make the changes right on the present functionality, whatever you are making the changes on the present functionality, it should not vary. It should not change its function. So that's what you are doing in the regression. So let me tell you one example. Imagine one room is there. For that room, you want one window for that room. What you will do? For your bedroom, imagine there is no room, no windows are there. You want to make it a window. Imagine the existing room is there, existing project is there, and you want to make it enhancement. You want to make the changes to the room. You want to add a window. What you will do? You will
Break the
ask
walls, sir.
builder. Yeah, you will take the measurement and he will come and cut the wall and everything, and he will place the window. Now, the builder comes to you and tells us, can you come and check? The first thing what you will check once you enter the home, you will check whether the functionality it is working or not. Whatever you have given the work, it is correct or not. You will come and check the window. You will push it and you will check the finishing of the window, correct? That is the functionality which you are checking. Not only that, you will check the regression as well, saying that by addition of this window, there should not be a cracks to the walls. There should not be any glass item which should be damaged, correct or not? Or once you check the functionality, you will give the money. You will check the other systems should not be broken down, right? So that's the reason that you should be aware of doing the regression testing. You should be confirmed that by addition of this function, do not break the existing things. You will be doing the regression testing. Now tell me, in which environment you will be doing the regression testing? Once you are done the testing in UAT environment, then a last level of testing will be done by you called the 8th level of testing. This is the last testing which is done from your end. This testing is called user acceptance testing. So the name itself, it is telling that user acceptance testing. You will be giving a demo and you will be giving the hands-on to the clients. So this is where we have developed. Can you please go ahead and check? They will do a round of testing here. This is called to make the confident that once it got released, they will be happy. Once they've done the UAT, they will start doing the marketing. Now when you see, this is one of the marketing guys. So big saving 2nd to 7th May. This is the marketing that they are doing, that from 2nd, the savings day is going to start. So that is called the user acceptance. To build a confident level, they will be doing this user acceptance testing. Any questions till now?
Sir, the 8th one, if it is a new project.
Can I explain once again about the regression testing?
Yeah, absolutely, no worries. Okay, let me tell you the regression, then we will jump on to the next one. So regression testing is nothing but
Sir, one second.
when the addition of the new functionality, when you add a new functionality, by addition of this new functionality, the existing system should not break. The existing process should not break. When you are testing the existing process, by addition of a new functionality, the existing process is not breaking. That is called a regression testing. I will tell you one more example. Imagine there is a gym. Imagine there is a same Amazon application. This Amazon application, what they decided is, they decided now Amazon sign-in is at center. So here username, password you need to enter. Instead of this, they come up with a new upgraded version. So they want at all right side. They want this instead of center, username, password should be come on right side. Username, password, it should become on right side and submit. Now at the left side, all the images, all the promotional offers should get displayed. So this is the new enhancement they want. Now for this enhancement, what is the change? What is the requirement? This is the requirement. Now only for which module the enhancement will be? Only on one page, home page or sign-in page. Now how many modules do exist here for Amazon? Add basket, checkout basket, payment page, order confirmation page, cancel, many pages are there. Now when you will be doing functional testing on only this area, correct? Whether the username it is accepting or not, whether the password whatever you are giving it is accepting or not, in this area you will be doing testing. Agreed, ma? Whatever the new functionality is getting added, that functionality you will be testing in the functional point of view. But you should test the other modules are there which is added to that, which is not made changes in this release. In the previous releases it has made changes. For this new functionality, imagine 30 test cases you have written. For different functionalities, it has more than 70 to 8, more than 100 to 200 test cases, which is older, like payment page, order confirmation page, many modules are there. They have around 300 to 400 test cases we have already written. You need to execute that 800 or 200, 300 existing test cases. Because of this new test case gets added. 30 new test cases are added. You should do the older test cases, around 300 for the different modules. When you are doing the 300 different module test cases, that testing is called a regression testing. Have you understood right now?
Sir?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sir, is it Jeevan?
Yeah, Jeevan, go ahead.
So, as per my understanding, I have a question, sir. We do functional testing prior to the integration testing. So, functional testing means we are testing on individual modules.
Yes.
After integration, there might be a possibility of changing the functionality. I mean, we do test the communication between the modules in integration testing.
Yes.
How about after the integration testing, sir? I mean, integrating the modules, the functionality. Do we test functional testing after integration?
Yeah, let me tell you in detail. So you will get a clear confidence. Now imagine, I will tell you, I will give the project, the same project which I was, Big Bazaar project I have given. Okay, so Big Bazaar, how many modules we have for the Big Bazaar? Search module, search module is one. Before that, login, correct? Login details, new registration, then forget password, correct? Then search page, then after search, then add basket, correct? Each and every page is one module. Add basket, checkout, payment, then order confirmation or delivery details, then order confirmation, then after order confirmation, then cancel, refund, these are etc. Many modules are there here. Now imagine each and every module is assigned to one person. Imagine there are 3 testers are there. So I will try to assign this this module for the Kumar or Krishna, and this module I will try to assign for the Kiran or Shiva. Okay, this module I will try to assign to Vishwa or Hari. Okay, so imagine 3 testers are there, three modules I assigned. Now once I assign to them, again I will try to assign the same thing to the other modules, so that one person may get 2-3 modules. Okay, once I assign this, Krishna having 3 modules now imagine, now I have done the process. I have written the test cases for this. Around 30 test cases I have written. 30 test cases I written for this module. Shiva has written the new registration, around 27 test cases. Forget password, I have written around 18 test cases. Now Krishna has written again for search module around 49 test cases. Okay, adding basket has written around 59 test cases, like promotional offers, everything. Checkout I have written around 69 test cases. Payment I have written around 60 test cases. Delivery I have written around 45 test cases. So like this test cases I will write, each and every person will write onto the module level. Now in the functional testing, what we will be doing? In functional testing, Krishna will execute only 30 test cases, guys. He will not execute the other test cases, Shiva's test cases, new registration. In integration testing, what he will do, he will come out from this page to this page, new registration to login, or they will write literally for the integration testing, they will write some test cases which talks onto the integrating from one module to another module, from the upstream to downstream and downstream to upstream. This is the integration testing which will be done into the one environment, module to module. Now once we are done with this integration testing, now we are ready to give sign off saying that, boss, our integration testing is completed. Now we need to promote into the live production. Now once they given this into the UAT environment, the person, the lead will try to make you push to execute again all the test cases. This 30, this 27, this 18, every test cases is executed into the UAT environment. If the test plan has created in such a way, why? To get to know, confirm that all the test cases are working, all the modules, all the functional test cases are working here or not. Have you understood? That is the meaning of system testing. Any questions do you have which you asked right now? It is get clarified.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So that is the reason all the test cases, functional integration, everything should be executed into the UAT environment. That is called a system testing. In some other language, we will call it as end-to-end testing also. Now, once this testing is done, we will go for if it is an existing project, then we will go for regression, or else we will go let us jump on to the definition related. Then again, we will
Sir,
ask.
sorry to interrupt, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, if the multiple the testers are involved in testing a project, so they'll test individually their own modules. Once the code is moved in UAT, so all the modules, the end-to-end testing will be done in the UAT, right?
Yes, in UAT. That's the reason system testing will call.
Then who will perform the UAT testing among the multiple testers?
Yeah. So in this system testing, all the test cases will be maintained. This I told only the module base. There are some of the integration testing cases also will be written.
Yes.
Like for example, that's the reason when peer review is done, I will tell them, boss, you need to add some of the integrating test cases. One module when they are selecting, above that module, is it any independent is there? They need to add the test case. Below that, they need to add one more the test case. And also the lead and who is senior guy, he will prepare some of the system testing test cases also, which is very important to run onto the end-to-end.
Okay.
Yeah, so that each and every test case and the end-to-end test cases should be run to get confirmed that each and every flow is working. Like if you ask me what type of test case it will be there, sir, I will create some of the test cases like for one of the test cases saying that create a new user, try to signing up onto the new user and confirm the order by selecting the products. Then once you confirm, go and check in the database, and once it is checked into the database, pass it to the vendor that order information so that they can do delivery and they can change from the database as a delivery. Once it is delivered, then go and check into the order confirmation page whether that has been reflected into a delivered status or not. These are the test cases which you will be writing in there.
Okay.
Or cancel that order and go and check into the GUI and database whether those has been cancelled or not. Or payment date, when you check, when you are giving your card information, when you are checking invalid username or valid invalid card like expired card or suspended card, when you are checking, when you are giving the details, it should validate from the bank, it should validate from the third party. That third party validations, everything you can't check into the lower environment. That's where we are using the UAT environment. Some test cases, functional test cases, also you can't execute in the lower environment, correct?
Yes.
That test cases should be executed in the system testing in a UAT test environment. So those need to test into this, which I was telling you not applicable, which some test cases they made because of it has a dependency with the environment. Those test cases need to execute into the higher level environment. Okay, so these are the things that you need to follow. Let us jump on to the
Sir, sorry, sir. I have one more question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, you told that unit testing will be performed by the developer.
Yes.
So, does developer create any test cases or the test scenarios while doing
Absolutely.
unit testing?
Absolutely. He will create for his own in the Excel sheet. He need to create, by means he has also the some process is there for the developers, as how we are having the process like STLC, software testing lifecycle. He has his own process. He need to submit the test cases to the lead. He need to make the status whether all the test cases are passed or not. He need to submit all the code coverage has been completed or not. If it is 100% only, they take up, or otherwise they can't able to complete the project.
So will he share those things with the testers also? What
Absolutely. In ETL testing, they will share the test cases to you. But if you see the test cases, you will be getting short. Straightforward, what he will make, the only one line he will try to make. This GUI should work. Then he will say that, yeah, it is working. Pass. In very high level, that's the developer will make. Or he will make that the code coverage onto the path coverage. Path coverage, how many paths, how many pages he created for the code, the number of cases. Then it is pass. So like this, and he will mention that conditional coverage, how many conditionals he has mentioned, while condition, then he will make this pass. Are you getting? You can't able to
Yes.
understand those, and it
Yes.
is none of the your use.
Mhm.
Okay, but they will create.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, one more question, sir. Sorry. Sir, since the developer will do the unit testing and the DevOps team will do the smoke testing, so apart from the testers, if they encounter any the defects, will they raise the defects in
No.
the unit testing? Or?
See that if we are not getting, imagine now UAT will find out some of the things,
Yes.
then he will not pass the test case there itself. He himself is developing why he will fail the test case, correct?
Okay.
Okay, now coming to the build team, what smoke testing he is doing? If he is not able to launch the application, that means something is missing from the code. He has missed out some files or some config entries. Then he will try to tell to the developer, boss, this code is not promoting, can you help me? He will come into this, he will take a meeting call and he will check that each and every it is same. Once it is it right now this situation that he need to raise a defect? No. He will directly consult and he will try to make the application up in the new environment.
Okay.
Only testers are the persons why they have developed, we are marking as a defect.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good, Shyam. You ask a couple of questions and it get clarified to everyone as well. It helps a lot for them. Now let us use some of the definition oriented and try to learn the same thing. So I'm not jumping from the topic, still on the same definition oriented. You will get many more questions as well. Now, so whatever we discussed, unit testing, smoke testing, sanity testing, and functional testing, integration system and regression testing and unit. Now let us see each and everything. What is the unit testing? Unit testing focus verification effort on the smaller unit of software modules. Each and every modules I am developing one module, username. For that I will write one unit testing. Unit testing is normally a white box oriented. Unit testing is done by the programmer to verify the written code. Now you understood, right? Whether whatever they have written the code, to verify that they will do the unit testing. After doing this, they will send an email notification to the build team to promote the code. Now, smoke testing, also known as build verification testing, is a type of software testing that comprises of a non-exhaustive set of tests that aim to ensure that most important functions are working. Most important means an application should launch. That launching is called that launching he will try to connect. If he is launching that, then he can say, once he is launching, he is able to see all the products. That means the database also working. Correct? From the database only all the products will come. So that means indirectly he is testing that a very important functions are working. The results of this testing is used to decide if build is stable enough for process further testing or not. The main scope why he is testing is, if he is giving the code to the testers, the code should be stable. Stable in the sense, what is the meaning of stability, guys? The application whatever we are using, it should be in proper. Right now I am typing www.flipkart.com and it is coming in different alignment. Now when I refresh, it should not be contain different alignments. That is called stability. It should be stable, standard. Whatever the requirement is specified, it should be there. That's what, if it is a stable, then they can pass out to the testing team. If it is not stable, from here itself they can reject, or they can say that, boss, this code is having some function in this environment. Can you please fix? Can you please do development and again we will try to deploy? Or they will check some of the config entry in int environment by taking a call with the DevOps, and he will check and he will mention some entries there. That is called a smoke testing. The team smoke testing, it is said, came from the software testing from a similar type of hardware testing. So that's what, when you want to test a ceiling fan, once you develop, once you attach all the things, how you will check? Once you switch on the fan, if the fan throws a smoke, then what you will say? The fan, whatever you assembled, it is wrong, and the fan is not in use. So again, it will given to the shop person. The same thing, any software application, it derived from the hardware testing. It should not catches the fire. The item did not catch fire the first time it was turned on. When it is catches fire, then you get to know that this product is still not ready. So that's the reason, very first time when you try to open the application, it should not show any alignment issues kind of stuff. That's it derived from their name called smoke testing. Now you got to know why the smoke testing comes because of hardware testing things. Now let us see the sanity testing. I was telling you this is a casual testing. It is performed whenever new build, new code, release the test environment to provide the application functionalities according to specifications before starting the functional test. Before you start your functional test cases, you need to confirm the specific functions is working or not. Like login page, it is working or not. Like you when you are testing all the negative scenarios, before that you should test the positive. That's called a sanity. This normally included a set of core tests of basic functionalities to demonstrate connectivity to the database, application servers, etc. So this is one of the level of testing that where you are not testing the functionality, you are testing whether the connectivities has been established or not, whether you are doing some database things or not. When you are testing the, can anyone tell me how you will be testing the testing some of the products or some of the product database is working or not, product table is working or not? From the application level, can anyone tell me, sir, this is the way that I can test the product database is working? From the application, when I check any product like Apple, if the products are displaying, I can say product database is working. Correct? If product database, the data is not inserted, you will not find in the GUI, guys. If the image is not inserted in the database, you will not find in the GUI, graphical user interface. So that's the reason you are checking application server and also database. Is correctly, it is integrated. It is correctly, it's set. The installation has come correctly and the application is stable enough or not. You are checking into the sanity testing. Then functional testing is black box testing accomplished to a functional requirement on an application. Test engineer should perform functional testing. So who will do this? Black box testing, test engineers will do. Then integration testing. The purpose of integration testing is to ensure distinct components upstream and downstream. So each and every component upstream, first page to last page, application still works according to the customer requirements. When you are changing the modules, it should work correctly. Integration test cases are developed with the express purpose of the testing the integration between the components, each and every component, each and every module from upstream to downstream. The activity is called, the activities is carried out by test team. So this integration from upstream to downstream, you guys will be testing. Then after integration testing, then you will be doing the system testing in the second environment, in a like live production environment. System testing performed by test team, and at the start of the system testing, the complete system is configured like production. So this system is configured like production. That's the reason you are doing system testing. Required hardware, softwares, everything it is configured. The purpose of system testing is to validate an application accuracy. You are targeting the accuracy here and completeness in performing the functions and design. So each and every functions, whatever you are doing here, it is confirming that it accuracy, it will work correctly. System testing starts after completion of integration testing. Remember, the sequence is very important, guys. Whatever you are maintaining, you can't skip first. You can't do system testing first, then you can't come on the integration testing. So the sequence is very important here. That's called a system testing. And then a regression testing. The objective of regression testing is to ensure that the software remains unchanged where there are changes on existing functionalities or added a new functionality to the existing. When new changes or a new requirement is added, the existing system should not change. The baseline set of test data, test cases is maintained and expected to verify that changes introduced during the new release have not broken, have not unchanged any previous code or functionality. By making addition of this a new functionality, the old code, the older thing should not be affected. That's the reason you will be doing here a regression testing. This unchanged should be done. Now the last stage is called user acceptance testing. We'll call it as a UAT. Don't get confused onto the environment and type of testing, guys. So this is the final level of testing, which is to be product is tested in premises of the customer within the development company itself. That means within the organization it will done to ensure that if the acceptance criteria, the requirements are justified in this product or not. Whatever the acceptance criteria is justified in this product. The objectives of UAT is to build the confidence for the end user. Why we are doing UAT? To build the confidence onto the UAT level before using the application. Not finding defects. So here we are not finding any defects, guys. UAT can be connected at two levels. That is called alpha level and beta level. So we have two levels of testing here, which is taken by the developer, taken with the help of the end user. One is alpha testing, beta testing. Alpha testing, it is the first level of UAT conducted at the development premises by the end user or by the domain expert. This is the last level. When you consider the beta level, this is the last level of UAT conducted at a customer premises. Try to understand this and this. Here the customer will try to deploy the code from the customer level, and he will try to access the application and he will check. So this is called alpha level and beta level. So you will not find these words alpha and beta, but you will find only the UAT testing in your interview, guys. What is user acceptance testing? Which is the last level of testing that you will be doing. So you need to tell user acceptance testing. We will give access to the users. So user will try to give hands-on, give the we are building a confident level. Now tell me, can we find a defects in user acceptance testing?
No, sir.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, Manjula. Why yes, ma? While giving demo, imagine when you went for purchasing a air condition for your home, when you are trying to purchase that and you find smoke there and you find that some of the functionality is not working, you will buy that air condition?
No.
No. The same thing when you are giving demo to the clients, when you find the defects here, then it is the whatever you developed, whatever you tested, it is bad, right? You should not find defects here. In user acceptance, when you find the defects at the last stage of the project, this is when you find defects, that is again the deadline will move to the next stage, next 1 month, and no budget is allocated for this project. 1 month. Why? It's already decided that you should deliver within 6 months of the project. That's drawback for when you accept this proposal. It is a drawback. You should not find any defects into the user accept. Now, can we find the defects in regression testing?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely yes.
Yes, sir.
It should, if anything, any application, any previous old enhancements apart from this, it is breaking. Yeah, you should tell boss by adding this new functionality, it got broken out. You should tell. That's the reason we are doing. So that means apart from the UAT, all the environments, all the types of testings we should do. We should raise a defect. That's where that we need to be. So among this, all the types of testings, we can raise a defect. Now the interview questions here, guys. Which is the first testing that you will be doing?
Sanity testing.
Sanity test.
Yes.
Sanity test.
Yes. So that means the interviewer is asking to you that which is the first testing you will be doing? Sanity testing. Now, after sanity, can you do integration testing?
No.
No. After sanity testing, which testing that you need to perform?
Functional testing.
Functional testing. Which is the which testing tells you that the other modules, the affected modules has broken out or not?
Regression testing.
Regression testing. Which type of testings that you will be doing in UAT level environment? No, again listen my question. Which type of testings that you will be doing in the higher test environment, UAT environment?
System testing.
Regression, user acceptance.
Absolutely. System testing, regression. Don't get confused onto the UAT testing and UAT environment. Are you getting right? Don't ever get confused. This is very important.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you see alpha testing, it is the first level of testing which you are doing at UAT level, at the development premises, where imagine NSR.develop. Here you will be doing. Are you getting? Alpha testing means. Beta testing means where you will be doing customer premises, that is under the customer level. We will give the access to him, he will try to log in from there and he will do. Try to understand the difference, guys. Alpha testing is done by the development and the beta testing is done from the customer premises, customer environment. We will try to make it out. Are you getting this? Any questions onto this levels of testing and black box testing, guys? Now it is familiar. Now you should take the screenshots of this, guys. Can you please go ahead and take the screenshots for your evidence? Now take for your own. Don't pass out into the groups, guys. So it is best of. So if someone is not attending the session, that means they need to get to know, realize that, oh, I have missed this session. There should not be like coming up, okay, spoon feeding. You are helping right now, but who will help at the interview level? Try to be onto the. I am not telling you to become selfish. This is the fact. They need to attend the interview. If some emergencies was there, then it is excusable. But who is not attending, they should realize that what they missed out. Why means this is the manual testing. Years together the persons are working and they are earning for the manual testings. Now you are getting within a couple of 4 to 5 days, then definitely they should learn this. Okay, take the screenshot this, guys. I'm changing levels of testing. You should by heart this, I can say. By means straightforward interview questions will be there. What is system testing? Okay, straightforward interview questions. Take this. Unit testing. Anyway, we will give the hard copy to you guys. After or we will send the soft copy also. It's there already in the Bhasha, sir. So, but try to take the screenshots. Levels of testings. Can I mute the system? Something is building there. Some persons. Okay, levels of testings. Yeah. tomorrow session on tomorrow Sunday there is no class. You can type the same thing. You can in groups, individual groups. You can mention the same thing that tomorrow no class and Monday there will be a session as usual 7 to 9. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
Sir, Manjula here.
Yeah, Manjula.
Sir, some of the product updates, like you were giving example of Flipkart or Amazon, some of them release after UAT only, but there are some bugs there. Isn't it that there is a failure in the testing?
I
Some
will tell you.
apps.
Okay, let me tell you. So some apps it is bugs. They will go with the enhancements. So when you see Samsung, new versions of mobiles are coming. That means the older version it has a bug. Still that is outdated. When you see the very old Samsung, can you get that mobile right now? Any shopping, any Flipkart or anywhere?
No.
No, that means outdated. It has new features, old features, and old bugs are there. The people will not take that. Okay. So if any bugs are there, any deviations are there, then only that product will come up with the new upgraded version. So Samsung, when you see new upgraded versions, will lose some of the features, will lose some of the bugs, defects. So that will be fixed in next upgraded release. Okay, any requirement, any enhancement will have the new defects that can't be identified very short period of time with the experience or with the customer benefits. When you go for some of the shopping malls, right, they will give feedback form. Have you seen? Have you filled out?
Yes, sir.
Why they are giving? It's not like they want to know yours. They want to improve themselves. Like they are asking you, have you find the anything? Those will be taken into the requirement for them, and it is enhanced. That is the reason that enhancements comes into the project. That's the reason Flipkart is hiring the persons who is doing manual testing, who is doing the ETL testings. Still the developers, if you see Belandur in Bangalore, you can see the 3-4 buildings are there, which is 10 floors of. Why they have the organization center? The same way, enhancements are very, very important for them. Every couple of months they are releasing some of the offers. That means they need to work. Correct. Once they work on that, then only they can release the offers. GUI, anything, database, anything. Everyone has the work. That's the reason all the persons who are moving to the projects, they will be having maximum enhanced projects, not the new projects. If you get the new project, you are the lucky. From scratch, you will be learning. From scratch, you are the master. Okay. So next session, we will try to define some of the test cases, what is traceability matrix, and some of the FAQs. These are the FAQs that I will be discussing. Apart from this, on the Monday session, we will try to discuss onto the quality center, guys. Yeah. Go ahead, Ma. Someone is.
On which environment ad hoc testing is coming, sir?
Ad hoc testing. So it will be discussed onto the FAQs. This is some exploratory testing, guys. There are random testing, exploratory testing, monkey testing. Many things are there. We will discuss at the time of interview questions. Okay. Ask all the notes into the exploratory. Ad hoc testing is nothing but. Let me answer this at the time of. So if any new enhancements comes or new updated thing, okay, I will tell you the scenario. Imagine you are working for one project and that project gets bind up, and you have taken to the new project now. Now imagine Reliance project you are working, and the project is deadline is done, and you have done all your testing, and the new project your manager tells you to jump onto the new project. Now you are working now for the Big Bazaar project. Now immediately at some point a new requirement, an ad hoc requirement comes to the Reliance. Okay, ad hoc requirement. Immediately within 24 hours they are deploying. Now your manager tells to you, boss, yeah Kiran, Shyam, can you please go and do some ad hoc testing there? That means once you jump onto the ad hoc testing, it is for 1 day or 2 days. just on the fly you should understand the requirement and you should test that application ad hocly. Ad hocly means without plan, without any test cases, just you need to go and do the testing there. What is requirement or anything is breaking down. That is called ad hoc testing. Yeah.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir, can ad hoc testing is similar to the sanity testing, sir? Is it similar?
No. Sanity testing we will be, once the build is deployed, at that time we are doing. But ad hoc is you are not belong to that project also.
Okay.
Ad hocly you are jumping there, getting to know the requirement and testing.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay, sir. And
You
sir,
don't you don't have BRD there. You don't have any requirement specification documents. Just it's on the fly, the requirement will be given, on the fly you need to do testing.
and sir, one more question, sir. Sir, in the UAT will perform alpha testing and the beta testing.
You can't see this alpha beta. You can't able to see. Just it's a name called UAT testing, user acceptance. You will be giving this. So you need to imagine yourself when you are doing on your premises on the development company, it is called alpha. When you are doing in the customer's premises, that is called beta testing. But UAT testing need to perform instead of from your end or their end.
Okay, in the customer premises, the tester has to perform the beta testing, right? So he has to guide.
See, customer need to, customer will be testing on their premises.
Okay, who will guide them, sir? How to test and all?
Our testing team,
Testing
yourself.
team.
Okay. You should guide them. It's like demo kind of, but he will touch and feel this requirement.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You are doing and he is seeing. He will tell on the phone, and your screen is shared with him, and he will feel that. And whatever you are telling, you need to perform this.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Shyam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'm very clear, sir. For regression testing, since it is an enhancement, again we need to do sanity there.
No,
again that will be deployed.
No, you are not getting regression testing. What is the meaning of regression testing?
No, for any enhancements are there in the existing.
See, if any enhanced projects are there, then only the regression testing comes into the picture. So, if regression testing means what? If any new functionality is added, you will do normal, developer will do unit test, build guy will do smoke test, you will do sanity test, you will do functional test. This everything will be done for the new functionality only. You will not test the existing ones, which I told you the example. You will do only onto the first page, home page, or the username password. You will not do all the different pages like the checkout, payment page, delivery module. Those whatever you have the bolder test cases, these test cases are treated as the regression testing test cases. You will be executing those test cases for the regression process. Yes, it's answered.
Sir, one more thing. Yes, sir. So all the test cases will be again done in SIT. Only regression module, only enhancement part will be done in regression. Means in OCS.
Yes, and I will correct you. In SIT environment, you will not do regression. In UAT environment, you will be doing regression.
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. One more doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, as we are having, say, 3 years guy, some role is there, test engineer, 6 years guy, some role is there. Whether these levels, is there any split up, sir? Only 3 years guy will do only sanity or functional, test team, test lead will do any like that? Anything is there?
No, for this testings, when you see system testing, some sprint is allocated. One sprint, it is only for testing guys. It is allocated before release. So only the engineers, test engineers will be doing. If you see, if you are doing the functional testing, whatever you have test cases, you will be executing. If you are doing integration, the same thing. If you are doing sanity testing, all the test cases will be dumped in a UAT. You need to execute all the test cases. There also whatever you written the test cases, you will executing that. Whatever the Hari has written, he will be executing in UAT also. Irrespective of this, some of the not able to do the lower environment, those test cases you need to execute in the higher environment. Yes.
So these designations will not matter here. All will do all the testing. All the
Correct. Everyone will be involving. Even though lead also will be involving, taking some of the complex test cases, and he will do that, and also some of the important test cases which is like heart and soul for the project. He will do those test cases, like payment modules. Yeah, Shyam, it answers your question.
Sir, I have one question. So you are saying that the regression will be performed in the UAT environment. So while doing the SIT, the functional testing in SIT environment, that if we raise any defects and the developer provides the fix, so after giving the fix, some functionalities might change, right, sir? It's a possibility. At that time, even in SIT, we have to perform the regression, right, to check whether any the previous functionalities has affected.
No, I will tell you that. Imagine the situation comes while doing functional testing for the search page. You have identified that one defect is open, and you lock a defect to the developer, and he is gonna fix. And meanwhile, you completed all the test cases. Now it is your work that as a tester, your work, whatever he given fix, it should not impact the other.
Yes.
That your work, you should confirm that you are not only on the functional level. He should not. You will be testing only the functional level. You should not affect, not the older test cases, regression. Are you getting? Only functional level he will change this. Once anything is failing, you need to raise the same defect and you need to assign them. Because of this, these changes had happened. You are not running here the regression pack.
Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, unless all the defects are closed into the lower environment, the code is not moved to the UAT environment. Remember,
Yes.
all the defects should be closed, and you should take couple of days also to get to know whether the defect has been impacted the other functional module. You need to test that. Yeah?
Okay.
And you can ask the developer also, because of this fix, what are the different modules, what are the different things that it gonna affect. Why means he knows this, why he is calling the functions. That function is called by another module, another page, he can tell developer. You have the authority, what are the changes you made, which are the different pages you have called the function while writing the code. You need to take the gist. That's what, if you are the experience or lead, the lead will try to ask the questions to the developer. What are the changes that you made? Is it gonna impact anything? The same function, whatever you have called to the failed test case, failed fix which you have given, is it the same function is calling to another modules? You need to ask. If they are saying yes, you need to test that module. And if that module belongs to other person, you need to tell him, boss, this because of this module also get affecting. Can you please highlight that and test from your end?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Any other
defect? Sir, one more small question. So this defect life cycle will do in all the types of testing, no? All the levels.
Absolutely. Whenever any defect identified, DLC, defect life cycle falls there. Unless you identified a defect, the defect life cycle is not comes. Except the UAT and UAT testing, every testing you will be having the chance of defect life cycle. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, folks. So it's almost. So read today's session. If you have any questions, please ask me on Monday. So I am free to tell you all the questions whatever you have. And please publish the weekend and regular batches that tomorrow there is no class from any one person, please. And try to tell that from Monday the same link with 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. the class is, and tell that quality center will be discussing. Yeah. Okay. Have a nice weekend, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
ट्रेनिंग खत्म हो गया जी।